my fellow graduates. Here we are, the day that we thought would never arrive. Let me start by first expressing my sincere gratitude for being chosen to be your student speaker here today. I'm extremely honored. Law school has been an emotional journey for me, both personally and professionally, and to end these past 3.5 years standing before you, your friends, and family is sincerely humbling. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. For those of you who know me, you know that I tend to get through my days with a barrage of quotes. Throughout law school and life in general, I have found that a good quote is powerful enough to give me the motivation to push through whatever difficulty I may be facing. Although today is not necessarily a difficulty, I feel it is worthy of a few quotes. So let's get started. F. Scott Fitzgerald once said, "For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early, to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. And I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things that you've never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life that you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the courage to start all over again." For some of us, we began law school later in life. For others, we began law school immediately following undergrad. Either way, each one of us, at some point in our lives, decided that we could be whoever we wanted to be. We took a step into the unknown to follow our dreams. We made a decision to challenge ourselves and committed ourselves to traveling the long road of law school in hopes of surviving each individual battle along the way. We felt things we never felt before, and quite honestly, we may never want to feel again. We've met people with different points of view, and we've learned from each one of them. We've changed, we've made the best of it, and here we are. Vince Lombardi was quoted as saying, "I firmly believe that any man's finest hour, the greatest fulfillment of all that he holds dear, is that moment when he has worked his heart out in good cause and lies exhausted on the field of battle, victorious." We have each worked very hard to arrive at this day, and we have survived the trials and tribulations of law school, not to mention the regular everyday trials and tribulations. Looking back, we've made it. We've all worked our hearts out, and today we are exhausted, and we are all victorious, because here we are. Throughout our law school experience, we all had those long nights and even longer days because we didn't get enough sleep. Those moments of absolute terror when you were under so much stress that you thought you missed something, like a black letter rule of law, and it wasn't in your outline. We were all determined. We all fought through that ever-nagging temptation to just give up. We ignored our inner voice that often told us there was no possible way of learning all of this information by the time the exam came around. We pushed through. We had another coffee or possibly another breakdown. We learned the hard way that those easy A's we were used to in undergrad were not really existent in law school. Each one of us is here today because we survived each individual battle that has made up the last 3.5 years of our lives, and here we are. Today marks the end of a journey and the beginning of yet another journey. Now we are each approaching yet another battle. Although it will be a short-lived battle, it is a battle nonetheless. I hate to mention it, but the reality is that the bar is right around the corner. But this next battle really is our final stretch, our final battle, our final 2 months of sleepless nights, exhausting days, unexpected tears, uncontrollable laughter, and absolute insanity. Eleanor Roosevelt was quoted as saying, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I have lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. You must do the thing that you think you cannot do." We are each about to look fear dead in the face. No one in our respective lives will completely understand what we are about to experience, but they will continue to support us and be there for us just as they have through this journey called law school. Yet in the end, we will each be our own biggest fans. We will each have to find the motivation to survive the grueling study schedule that is upon us. William James once said, "The greatest revolution of our generation is the discovery that human beings, by changing their inner attitudes of their minds, can change the outer aspects of their lives." Only you can change your inner attitude in order to change your outer aspect of your life. No one else can do that for you. Your attitude will either get you through this next challenge or alternatively hold you back. It's completely your choice. Henry Ford had a great way of putting it. He said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." As you go forward and begin studying for the bar, know that your attitude will determine your success. Stay focused, be positive, and be sure to keep your thoughts in check. Know that you can make it through this last stretch of stress and come out victorious in this last battle. Look what you've accomplished already. Here we are. Once we all become lawyers, we each have an obligation to our society. Although we always hear the never-ending jokes made about our profession, which will undoubtedly perpetuate the negative reputation created by a handful of lawyers, we know the struggles we have each had to endure to get here because we've survived, and here we are. Abraham Lincoln had some great advice for lawyers when he said, "Discourage litigation. Persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. As a peacemaker, the lawyer has superior opportunity of being a good man. There will still be business enough." As future lawyers, I challenge each of you to work for the benefit of others. The business will come, the work will be there. Your intention is highly significant in dictating your reward. What you give, you shall receive. Be certain that you are consciously acting for the benefit of others and of our society as a whole. One of my favorite quotes, and my last quote of the day, I promise, is from Tony Gaskins. "If you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to build theirs." I want to take this moment to thank those who have supported me and still support me in building my dream. First and most importantly, I want to thank my Creator for blessing me with the drive, dedication, and ambition to conquer whatever tasks were placed in my path despite all obstacles. I want to thank my amazing supportive husband, Freddie, who has dealt with me, my mood swings, and my absence for the last 3.5 years. I love you.
You love you too.
I would also like to thank my wonderful parents, Ron and Marguerite Lees, who have instilled in me a drive to be successful and the knowledge that I can do anything I put my mind to. My 3 beautiful little sisters, Joy, Faith, and Grace, for giving me yet another reason to strive for the best so that I can be a role model for them and teach them they can also do anything they put their mind to. I would like to thank my older brother, Kevin, for showing me that it's not always about what we don't have, but about making the best of what we do have. So. I would like to thank my friends who, throughout my struggles and emotional breakdowns, have been there for me to lean on. You know who you are. I want to give a sincere shout out to those who doubted me over the last 3.5 years. They told me I couldn't do this, because without them I may have lost the motivation when that nagging temptation to give up snuck up on me. They kept me going. And lastly, thank you to each and every one of you, my fellow graduates, who have traveled this road beside me. You have each had a role in my success, whether you were aware of it or not, and I'm sincerely grateful to you. I also want to say that I'm very proud of each and every one of you for making it to this unforgettable moment in your life journey. Here we are, graduating. Now move forward with the intention of being successful, helping others, and building your dream. Thank you.